All right.
I had a work phone. I didn't do shit with that phone. That's why I always had my own.
Yeah, so now
Work-
I'm in the
work
center of
phones
the
for
United
work.
States right now.
Nice. Nice.
Come get me.
Morning, guys.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
What's up?
Good morning. I'm sitting here with the bad boys of SNSN. Look at this.
Oh, yep.
Not me. Not me, of course. So yeah.
No. You're part of it.
No.
You
I got
started
nothing.
it.
There they are.
You started it.
There they are in their pink glasses.
Hey,
It is time.
Bad boys.
secure men wear pink.
Bad boys, bad boys. What you
That
gonna do?
explains your underwear.
That's it.
Yeah. there
What you
go.
gonna do when the board of selectmen is after you?
Banana hammock says.
So what is one of the things that's irking you guys today? Bad boys.
Oh, start with what? It's
Pick a subject. I know you're tweaked about something.
well, the
Oh, come on, Paul. Don't worry about people liking you.
Paul's got a list. It's a
I
scroll.
got a list like you. They don't know how to make decisions.
You got to pull the microphone in.
Yeah, it's like you give them something to read. Of
Okay.
course, they don't read it, and they've seen it.
Anything in particular? Green eggs and ham? What?
Well, let's talk about the
Green
safety
eggs.
ordinance.
Okay. I didn't read it. So
Put it out there, Paul.
go ahead, Paul. The
Well,
safety ordinance.
The safety ordinance was
Get
looked
that damn
over, approved. We took out stuff that they didn't like, and then we went through the approval the other night, and it was like, oh, I'm not sure if I like that. I think we need to change this. It's like,
Okay.
what the hell? And then, of course, we had somebody else in the background that said, well, I didn't see it either. Although a lot of people in this town suffer from CRS.
Can't remember stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that kind of ticked me off.
So what was something they didn't like that after it was already amended?
Want full control. They want full control of the safety committees. The safety committee, as you know, was formed to take requests in from the town of people who had safety issues, right?
Okay.
That was the whole thing, and it's in the whole description. That's what it says. That's why the thing was formed. Now it appears that the administration is not happy. They want all the stuff to go through town hall and not the safety committee.
Okay. So why have a safety committee?
It's exactly what I said. That's exactly the way I feel. If you don't like us, then disband us and go on your merry way.
Okay.
That's the point that I'm making. Because that was the whole thought of putting that committee together. Simple as that.
Okay. And I know you're very passionate about
I was,
that
because I
committee.
spent a lot of time working on that thing,
Okay.
getting it straightened out. And people bitched at us because we never did anything. It was a committee that sat there dead in the water. And I think we brought this whole thing back to life in over the last couple of years.
Shocked with the defib, and now it's back.
And now they want to take full control and say, well, what the hell?
But one of the
Okay.
big aspects of the last meeting was we're in the process of changing the ordinance committee ordinance. So I'm sorry, the safety committee ordinance. We're in the process of changing. So
You mean how the safety committee is looked at?
just
You're
how it
talking about-
functions, what
Oh,
it does,
okay.
stuff like
So it's
that.
bylaws almost.
Give or take, yeah.
Okay.
Same idea. Yeah. They just call it an ordinance in this case. That's all.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was not changed was the fact that it takes complaints from the public, reviews them, and forwards them to the proper place for it to be worked on. And they're saying they didn't like that change. Like that, I wasn't at the meeting because I was working, but it wasn't changed.
Nothing changed.
That's the way it's always been.
It's always
That was
been
one of
there.
the original functions of the committee. And we're not, the ordinance committee, as far as I'm concerned, as a chairman, probably not going to recommend changing that because it's a function of the original committee. That's why it's there. That's one of its charges from the original Board of Selectmen that formed it.
Okay.
It goes back years since this whole thing started.
What about you, Canova? You got anything on that?
No, not at all. Isn't that kind of like how like the EDC works? Stuff's supposed to come to them and then get forwarded along to whoever.
Yeah, I
from
mean,
there.
one thing I think
It's like here's your welcome committee, so to speak. I mean,
Yeah.
start with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the government usually runs, you have committees for a reason, and they're the ones that delve
Right.
through things. They're the ones that develop things. They're the ones that
Yep.
function as the government. And Board of Selectmen are supposed to be like the executives that take the information from them and just, okay, that's the way. Yeah. That's why you have committees. And
Yeah.
I don't think the Board of Selectmen would be as overwhelmed as they feel like they are as if they took advantage of their committees that are there to function and delve through
The
all these
committees have
things.
no bite. They can't make
Yeah.
changes. It's just
Right.
they're there to get the information.
They're the think pot.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
sit there. And does it need to go to zoning? Does it
Yeah.
need to go to the selectmen? Where does it need to
Yeah.
go? And
Right.
deal with it. But
And it doesn't mean that we haven't communicated anything back to the selectman's office, because we have.
Too much.
Okay.
We always have. We never keep everything quiet. We always pass it on, because sometimes there's things we cannot do that we need their help to do.
Yeah.
But at least we can investigate it.
No, so I'm not a part of this board,
You know,
and so I guess my question is have you gone ahead, any one of you, talk to the Board of Selectmen and say this is the problem or these are the problems that we have with this, instead of just
the only thing I told
getting
them,
angry or upset?
what I told them was, I don't want to be micromanaged, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, if that's what they can want to do, then close the committee down and let's walk away. That's the way I feel.
and I wouldn't go to the selectmen. I mean, when you got a chairman of the committee, it's kind of his thing. I wouldn't step on anybody's toes like that either.
Well, I would think no matter what committee you're on,
But
if you
I don't mean to up you,
no,
but
no,
I wonder how many other committees that they're breaking their stones on. I personally think it's because the way we speak on this show, that a lot of people don't like us, and that's why we're calling ourselves the bad boys.
don't like us.
No, because we say stuff they don't want to hear. So what are they going to do? They don't trust us.
Well, apparently nobody likes us because there's like 3 people there.
So,
It's
So-
Friday.
just saying.
None of it's lies, Paul. It's all truth. I mean, anybody wants to call anybody out on it, they're welcome to do so.
It's all facts.
You can back it up. It's not a problem.
So
There's a lot of, I think that we've been told that it's a problem. Yeah.
What, this?
The radio show that we talk too much
Why?
about town stuff on the radio. Because we put everything out there.
It's not like you're putting
Wait a
out
minute.
not like you're putting out top secret documents or anything like that. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just it's public
So
information.
yeah, so I guess the question is the stuff that you guys talk about and you share from your boards and committees.
absolutely. There's
That
nothing.
that wasn't the question. That was a statement.
That is true.
I said
Boards,
if
committees, and other
those
meetings.
stuff.
Yeah.
is everything you talk about, is it public information? Is it stuff that is posted that is accessible to anybody that wants to read it?
It's on meeting recordings. Yeah.
It's recorded.
Of course.
But I did notice on the last Board of Selectmen minutes that came out, all it said was, I spoke and said I had some concerns about this safety committee ordinance. That's all it said.
If
It
it wasn't
didn't get into the detail that I said. It just made a little statement that I was not happy with.
if it wasn't public information and they didn't want the public to know about it, it would be an executive session, right?
Yeah. But
it would be hidden.
the public can ask for the copy of the actual recording and listen to it.
Well, my point is if if somebody says that what we do here, the organization that I have is a problem, tell me what the problem is.
Well,
It's kind of like to me. It's kind of like, let's not tell them directly, but let's see if it circulates through the town. If there's a problem, I don't know.
I wasn't at the last meeting, so I don't know.
No, I just don't
It seems like
understand
it's
it.
more about a control of power.
The only thing that we've ever done here that I know in the years that we've been doing this is try to disseminate information to the town, for what's going on.
Mhm.
We've never delved into anything, that is like personal.
Right.
Nope.
Matter of fact, we've had people that tried and I've stopped them. Or anything that is not public.
Mhm.
We've never, and this goes back before you guys, Rich and Rich.
Mhm.
So we've never done anything like that. So I don't know why
Usually these conversations
anybody.
come about.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard it from anybody. I hear, I heard, you guys say, that because maybe you guys are more connected down there than I am, and that's very, very possible. But I've never heard anybody say anything like that. But to hear that is really kind of disheartening when And when all we do or try to do is give people
Mhm.
information, and if people are going to talk about it, then guess what? We're
Right.
punching some nerves somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's usually after a selectmen's meeting or a committee meeting or something where it's public to begin with. And if the public isn't there to hear it, they still have the right to know. If they couldn't make it to the meeting or they don't get the minutes or the
Yeah.
notifications on their phones or whatever, we're talking nothing more than what's already in black and white to begin with. So
Right.
I don't know what the problem is.
Oh, yeah. It's like they're giving information, but they don't read it. I don't know how many times when we were working on different plans, you were working on the pandemic plan, you were working on other stuff, the search stuff. How many times were they told to read it? Yet, no. Every time you go to a meeting to get it approved, oh, I need to look at it. I didn't see it. You're given plenty of time to look at this stuff. What part of being a responsible management person is to read the information so you can approve it. They blow it off.
Or deny it.
Yeah.
Right.
So they blow it off because, I didn't have time to read it. Well, damn it, that's your job.
Scott Ferris says, if they have nothing to hide, why should they be concerned about what you're talking about?
Correct.
Don't change what you're doing, gentlemen.
Mhm.
You do a better job of getting information out there than almost anyone connected to the town hall does. And he goes on to say, and if these conversations bother you, maybe town politics isn't for you. Just saying.
Mhm.
It's true.
I mean, I don't. We all know, like as far as SNSN, is it SN or SNSN or
SN.
or SNN or NNN? What is it?
TNT.
What is it,
or-
Paul? TNT,
TCBY.
TCBY.
SN and TNT for sure.
We've always made it known that if anybody from any government wants to come in and talk
Yeah.
about what they have or what they don't have or what they would like to see, what they would like to pull back on,
Yep.
it's always been an open invitation.
Yep.
And we have never, and I'll say this, and this is not being said to anybody in particular. We have never, ever, and this is basically you and I, Paul,
I know.
because disrespected anybody that has come in here.
Nope.
We've never backed him into a corner. We've never. There have been times where people have come in that I could have certainly backed him into a corner and made him sit down and yell "Uncle," but that's not what we do, and
No.
that's not.
Of course not. You get heads of other towns, surrounding communities that come in
Right.
here and talk freely about things.
Absolutely.
I mean, Lisbon and Plainfield, just for two of them, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
They come in here regularly.
Yeah.
And
Tom
talk.
Sparkman's got like 3 things. Okay, what else you want? I got nothing.
I think
When's Cumberland Farms coming in?
I think it goes back to, again, we're not trying to go against anybody. We're not trying to fight anybody. We're just trying to do the
Right.
best for the town. And that's for some reason I think some people, no one in particular, some people take that as we're going after them, and we're not. Sometimes we comment on stuff that we know hold heart. We know that was our job. That was our career. That's what we know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's why we're saying what we're saying.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, going back to the safety committee, I mean, we really wanted to have a little bit more power so that we could when somebody kind of pushed us back, we could go somewhere.
Well, what, do you want power or do you want the ability?
I like
No, we weren't-
oversight.
I guess,
I like the word
oversight.
oversight.
Oversight?
because one of the things that kind of ticked us off was the fact that we were trying to get AEDs into the buildings, and we kept getting pushed back. Money. To us, money wasn't the issue. Safety was the issue, and we were pushing for that, and we kept
Okay.
pushing us back. Another example, and I'm just going to come out and say it, was this cooling centers. The cooling centers require,
Okay, tell everybody what a cooling center is.
Cooling center-
Because obviously
centers-
nobody really knows what they are.
well, when we had the heat
Only
waves,
those that go to it.
Yeah.
well, we had the heat waves, right?
Yeah.
Um,
They're places you can go if you don't have access to air conditioning, right?
right. And
Just like they have warming centers in the wintertime.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
So the first cooling centers were open. There was one open at the fire station.
Yep.
All right. And one of the requirements of a cooling station is you have to be manned. by volunteers so that when people come in, you can sign them in because you want to make sure who's going in there. And we did that for what,
3 days?
a couple of days.
Well, we planned on 3 days.
Right.
We did 2 because no one showed up.
Okay.
Yeah. And we volunteered to do that. And we had the seats there and everything. Well, they decided they didn't need us anymore. So they
Okay.
opened
Who
them up.
decided? The town or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
So the town opened up one inside the town hall in the big room,
Yep.
the library, and the senior center.
Okay.
We were at a meeting on one day there on the current day. The cooling center room was open. It was dark, and there was nobody in it.
Okay.
Which means
So it's pretty cool.
It
violation.
was very cool.
But
No,
the
no
what's
sign
the-
up sheets, no nothing.
The violation. It was dark. There was no sign up sheets. There was nobody in there. What if somebody went in there and sat down and had a massive heart attack as a result of heat stroke? Nobody in there. So the
Yeah.
town was strictly in violation of what the rules are when you man a warming center.
Okay. And the
And
rules come from the state, federal government,
I'm not sure.
or is this just something the safety committee has deemed
no, it's
necessary?
not ours. Not us.
No, I'm asking. I'm really asking.
It's a standing regulation from Homeland Security, EMS,
Okay.
Red Cross.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
and it's not.
Probably Red Cross, I would say.
They're one of the
Demas
larger
being the Department of Mental
emergency
Health.
management, Homeland
Okay.
Security. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a thing that, hey, we want you to check in, give us all your information, and say, hey, just who's in there? Do you have any special needs?
Mhm.
Because they have to accommodate to those special needs and stuff like that. And it's a tracking of the person in the center. Like other cities do it, and they have water available for the people, which
Yep.
you can get some from the kitchen here, no big deal. I mean, that's not a problem. Just you got to know you got to keep accountability is the biggest
Right,
thing.
when people
Yeah.
come in, it's just a quick, how you doing? Do you having any problems
Yeah.
related to the heat? I mean,
Yeah.
before you sit down
Yeah.
and crap out on somebody,
Yeah.
we'd like to know if you feel as though you have anything going on.
Yeah.
But you don't get none of that. Nothing over
But
there.
the other aspect of that is it's statistics for later on. How many people showed up? Do we need to have more people? Do we need to have it at a different location? Do we have the proper accommodations for everybody that are in there? So it's all very important.
I would think the senior center would not be a good location. And the reason why I say that is because, first of all, if people are going to a cooling center, are they mostly walking?
It could be. I don't
It's
know.
Okay.
possible. I mean,
Okay,
there's no
so-
way. But that goes to tracking here. We don't have that
Right, but
information.
now you're walking up a big hill
right.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
95-degree
And that
weather.
was the
You could,
advantage
right?
of using
Yeah.
Jewett City Fire Department to catch this side of town for
Right,
people
right.
that had to walk, right?
Right.
Now,
Because if you got a car,
they can have a heat stroke
Yeah.
before they get to town hall to get
And-
to the cooling center.
if you got a car, chances are you have air conditioning in your car.
Yeah,
Right.
They're going to go to the mall.
And a lot of those, you find a lot of the people that are homeless don't want the service.
No.
Right.
And I know that from other cities. Most of the people that will go will be people that can't afford air conditioners because they're paying their rent. Utility bills today are astronomical, so they're not running air conditioners. Most of the people that don't have a physical,
Which is another topic altogether.
most of the people that don't have a physical location to live in aren't the ones that are going to the cooling centers.
Oh, Paul, we know that for a fact. Remember the one day we walked out at Dean's Corner with a sandwich because there was a guy, that was out on the corner. He would not take it.
Yeah, you would take it.
Would not.
Yeah.
And he said that if you leave it here, I will throw it away.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone like that.
Yeah, they don't want the contact with people. They don't want the
There was
service.
there was a guy on Facebook that was in his car up at Hopeville or something like
Mhm.
that, I think, over the winter or towards the end of winter, and some lady discovered him up there and offered to help him and do this, and he wanted like almost no part of it. He did finally agree to let her bring him food,
Okay.
but then that stopped. That only
Mhm.
lasted like a couple of days, and the guy he ghosted.
Changed,
He
yeah.
off. I mean, he went somewhere else. He did not want any of that.
Yeah.
Living in his car.
There's a few reasons for that, but yeah, most of them people that are
Whatever it is.
They're
Yeah.
just trying to figure out what they need to do. I mean, it's
really it's
I don't know.
tracking. It's tracking. You have to have statistics in order to show what has it been functional, has doing things need to be changed, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
And I specifically told the individual that if you're opening up a cooling center, it needs to be manned and you need to have sign-in sheets. Oh, I didn't know that. And they blew me off. did not
Well-
do anything, blew it off. So, they don't like the idea.
All I can tell you is that I, in my organization, whether it's our broadcasters,
Yeah.
our camera people, whatever it is that we use, whoever it is that works with us doing sports broadcasts, or now even people that are making tumblers with us.
Mhm.
9 out of 10 good ideas don't come from me. They come from people in here.
Yep.
Right? 9, they really honestly don't. Why have a team if you're not going to utilize your team to better your organization?
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying they are or they're not. I'm just saying that's what I do. There's a young lady right now that is doing stuff for our Tumblr business. And she revamped like the whole shipping thing. So we're going to do this, we're going to do this. She packs them more efficiently.
Mhm.
And it's like, wow, this is great. I didn't think of it,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to sit here and say, no, it's got to be my idea only.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
Once you restrict people to micromanagement, your creativity goes out the window. If you let people do their thing, people are going to become more creative in doing things, probably more efficient than what you originally thought of.
Mm.
But I don't know. I am very not happy.
You
at
sure?
all. Huh?
You sure?
You sure?
Go home and take a happy pill.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about? That kind of thing? Because I know you're tweaked about it.
No, that's it. I'm done.
Rich?
It's been building, huh?
Yeah, I think it's been building. I mean, I think I already said what I thought. The whole purpose of having committees are for them to handle things at a committee level and pass when it's resoluted the resolution up to the Board of Selectmen, and they're supposed to say yay or nay. Simple as that. Not try and be a part of that committee 100%. I guess would be a good, because
Right.
honestly, thinking on the Board of Selectmen side, you're going to burn out.
Yeah.
It's way too much that has to
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
And you have those committees that are specializing in a certain thing for a reason. Let them handle it.
I can't imagine, the whole first selectman job. I don't want it. I never want to even think about wanting it or anything like that. I think the people that go ahead and run for that position are incredibly brave.
Mm-hmm.
They would you run for it, Rich?
You never know.
Okay, Paul? No. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
I wouldn't rule it out. Maybe not for a selectman, but maybe
Okay.
second or third or something. But yeah, it's
Rich wants to.
it's
Rich,
a busy
go ahead.
thing.
Sorry.
It's busy.
And you want to run for president? We know.
I would start as state rep. No, I wouldn't mind doing it. I think right now I wouldn't rule it out, but I have probably conflicting things that I already do. I would say it's probably a good way to put it.
Well, you'd obviously have to get off your committees.
Well, besides that too, yeah. So
Erica over on Grizzled News and Notes. Let me just get her comment here.
Quit bitching, old man.
No. She goes, is this something the local churches could help out with?
this cooling center.
Yeah, many
100%.
members often look for ways to volunteer, especially in the community. We can always wonder. We are always wondering how we can help.
Have them contact me.
So I have an idea of
Mhm.
somebody I think that would be perfect.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it now,
No, just
but
let's say contact me. I'll put
and
them on the list.
probably would be like okay, and is a very central location.
Okay.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
going back to the cooling center at the so-called town hall, there were people in the town hall who could have picked up their laptop, went down and sat in that room because it's wireless, and you work out of there. Simple as that. It could have been manned, but they decided not to. So,
Okay.
I mean, that could have been done right, but it wasn't. So, but that's it. Nobody showed up anyway. I'll drop it. It's done. We made our point.
Well, how do you know?
But you can change it for the future.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think you're getting pushback from the town or the board of selectmen or however you want to phrase it because nobody's utilizing the center? And they figure, what do we need it for anyway?
The problem is, and I keep trying to explain this to some people, is it doesn't matter because we still have to have it.
Okay.
You have to plan on and work off of the worst case scenario, and that is you have 20 people show up. You have to plan for that.
We used to have them.
Yeah.
We used to have them. And I remember I used to get texts from Leona all the time, which I don't get anymore for anything. I don't know why.
I don't think she has anything to do with the cooling centers anymore, if that's
No?
what you're talking about. No, she doesn't handle that.
I'll find out when when the parking bans hit.
That's a different story.
So anyway, they used to happen. We used to have them there, and then they went away.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like when Tina's in there, they're back again.
Right.
So-
She's big on public service.
Yeah.
But she was collaborating with me some on the cooling center as far as whether or not we were going to have it at the firehouse. And one of the big problems we always said, and I'll say this and then I don't never hit it, the fire departments are not good places to have these locations.
Okay.
Because
Why? Yeah. Why?
and because the firemen cannot man them.
Okay.
We have a hard enough time sometimes even getting people to go to calls, never mind now man something that may or may not even be needed because people don't want it. So why are we creating CERT?
Which may be creating,
Right,
sir.
which we're
Maybe.
Doing what?
the community emergency response team,
Okay.
and which is why I think these people,
Which is something you've been trying to do for a while.
yeah, a while, and it's like this. Every other town has already had the trainings that have same time started creating this, and so insert is a no-brainer because we're taking people that in the community are willing to come and help and provide that help free of charge.
Oh, and the questions that got asked on that one were
Yeah,
Well, like what? What kind of questions were there?
it was about the cost.
well, how
first of
much is it
all.
going to cost? I got a grant for the town
And
to
then-
cover.
You're talking
it.
about from the Board of Finance.
No, Board
No?
of Selectmen.
Okay.
Board of Selectmen.
I got a
and
grant
then
to
if you-
cover this.
Right, and then if you got this group of people here from town and they need to go to Willimantic for a cert issue, and who's
Yeah.
going to do the workman's comp, and what if they get hurt? And oh my God, it was terrible.
It's all
listen,
covered.
you're looking to help people out here. You're not looking to find faults with the system.
And all that is, we've already explained it. All that
already-
is already covered by the government. They cover the workers' comp
addressed.
under Title 28.
All right. So let's say somebody does get hurt. I mean, on town property doing a town function. Did you say that is covered by?
If it's a cert thing,
Yep.
yeah, it's all covered under cert. It's got nothing to do with. There's no liability. For
There's no
the town.
liability to the town
Okay.
at all.
Okay. So that's that would be the first flag that would jump up in my
Yeah,
head.
that was the answer. To
Well,
the
somebody
first
going to
5
sue the
minutes.
town,
Yeah.
right? I
And
mean,
that's covered. That was covered under the presentation.
okay.
And so all this information is already provided. I know they say they're getting overwhelmed, which I can understand a little bit. You're getting overwhelmed with all the information I'm trying to give you, but I'm trying to provide it.
She was definitely confused.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And But the meeting I was
When you
trying-
say she,
Tina.
okay.
Definitely.
but the meeting I
confused.
was trying to provide all this information in, the second time I was assaulted by somebody else for doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like,
They actually flagged him right there in the room. They had probably whipped his ass. That's what they tried to do. And he was off on a different subject. Yeah. You don't do that in a meeting. If you got a problem with somebody, you never address it in front of other people. You take the
So it was a personal thing.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't Board of Selectmen doing it. It was somebody else that runs another department.
No.
Oh yeah. So
Ryan Albin get real frisky sometimes.
yeah, it wasn't
No, I
Ryan.
know.
He wasn't there. But it was.
That's hands, brother. That's
Yeah.
hands.
In all honesty, it wasn't the Board of Selectmen that did it. It was somebody else.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But it was just like, if I'm going to present something, let me present it, and then we'll
Discuss what holes you
Right.
feel are there.
So that was, and this person was like, "You're out of control. You're doing." Obviously, like you said, I touched a nerve, and I told him I don't have to take this shit from you. So knock it off. It doesn't make any sense. And that was the last time we talked about that.
Then the next time we had it, they didn't understand it. And we have another meeting coming up again.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't get this time,
But-
I'd say,
But CERT's happening no matter what. I'm just trying to make Griswold seem like they're this one stepping out and doing the best for the region and the community to host it and everything else.
I'm just trying to
But-
keep Grizzle quiet.
But it's a great.
If you know, you know.
Yep.
It's a great program that other towns have taken advantage of, and there's money available to support these programs from the state and federal government.
Paul?
I just, it's not the way we used to do it.
But and CERT, when we get
Paul's-
back to,
But this is Paul's tweak. I can tell Paul's really kind of like.
when we get to the cooling centers,
You know,
shelters,
he gave the wink on
and all that,
right?
the lady that I had meeting with me runs Hartford CERT, the city of Hartford, and she literally has CERT go in there and handle the cooling centers. They sit there with the water. They give everybody. They check people in and out. They provide all this stuff. And like the shelters, the shelters were being run or still being run inside the firehouses. But again, if you have the need to open the shelters, where do you think all the firemen are?
They're not
He's
there.
texting.
No, I'm sorry.
You know, no, but-
I'm taking ideas
Yes.
from other
Oh, other people.
other members of my team that are better than mine,
But you know what I'm saying?
which is one I just got.
Mhm.
So
But you know what I'm saying? The people that are in the firehouse running these firehouses are not going to be there because they're out running calls or they're busy or they're doing other things. So CERT can now come in and man those shelters and provide the assistance. That's what one of the functions are.
Kathy Walden Waslick.
She should be sanding the bathroom.
Okay, did you hear that? The man has spoken. Where's the camera? There we go. All right, there we go. The man. All right. Well, if we're gonna be 1925 Grizzled, the man has spoken. Do it before I come and flog you. That didn't sound right.
We'll see if I
Yeah,
like it
plow in the
first.
fields barefoot.
If there's not a 7-course meal on the table when I get home, well, I'll cook it myself. That's what it's like now. It's like, yeah, whatever. She says, it sounds like there's a lack of trust with the work the boards are doing.
Yes.
Well, that's the question I have.
Mm-hmm.
Are the other boards being questioned like we are, or is it just us? That's my thought.
Well, I don't know,
I don't know.
how big and, hefty the pond weed committee is
No.
getting right now.
I heard that's
so-
huge right now.
Is
It's
it
a
really?
huge problem. Pond weeds,
Yeah.
smoking way too much.
I don't know.
It's a smoking hot issue.
I had no idea he was going to go that way with it. Today we have on Fred from the Pond Weed Committee. Hey, what's going on?
Yo.
What up, brother?
Yo.
Yeah, you got to come down sometime. It's fun.
Well, which committees are being ridiculed right now? Health and safety and the ordinance committee.
I see a common
And microphone move
Economic
closer to
development.
it, committee.
economic
Yeah.
development. I see a common denominator.
Yeah,
But
Pond Weed man. Come on.
And where do these people reside?
At the Pond Weed
Bad boy,
Committee.
Bad boy.
Actually, I think they're pretty self-sufficient. They raised money for that mulcher thing or for the pond weeds or whatever, and just goes around. And,
I didn't even know they ever met.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
that's a thing. That's absolutely a thing.
Yeah, I never see minutes anywhere, or agendas. That's why the
I don't know if it's a town thing. I don't know if it's just a
private thing.
no. I mean, I don't know if I've seen any agendas or anything.
No, I haven't.
for
That's
it, but
what
I
I'm
think they
saying.
meet there.
Oh.
So
On weed control.
Yeah, if they're a
Yeah,
committee.
that's-
They're on the
yeah.
the calendar every month.
Yeah, I didn't ever
see.
seen an
That's a
agenda,
special
so I didn't
group.
know if they
Yeah.
actually met.
Yeah, they raise their own money. They've had fundraisers, and they bought this machine. It was like almost $100,000.
Not that I'd really
just
be
goes around.
interested. But, I mean, that's-
No. I was just kind of
I
throwing.
mean,
it
I
out
thought
there.
it was a committee that just
or the Aquifer
yeah.
Protection Agency.
Where's the aquifer?
And why does it need to be protected?
Yeah, someone peeing in it. I don't know.
We don't have one of them.
So
We
yeah,
don't even have an aquifer, do we?
I don't think so.
it must be one of those things that are required but not done because we don't need it. We don't use it.
All right, so it's like they have this Aquifer Protection Agency. They meet once a year. Do we have one? Nope. Meeting adjourned.
Yeah, no.
See you next year. I
It's
don't
like
know.
the Park Safety Committee. All in favor of disbanding? All right.
Yeah.
We did our business.
That's it.
That's probably why there's vacancies on some committees
Because it
quite
can't go anywhere.
regularly
Yeah.
and things of that, and people leaving committees because they just feel as though they're just not accomplishing anything.
What was that? Economic development recently? The guy is like, yeah, if I come next month, it's going to be the same stuff.
He
so I'm
said
outta
that the
here.
night Wayne
Yeah.
and I were there.
Yeah. And
He
it's
said you can
I've
come
had
back.
people.
He said you can come back in 6 months and the agenda won't change.
Well, we had people on the ordinance committee say that, and that's why we created the ordinance committee policy, because we're not going to spend another 2 years working on an ordinance. It's going to be thrown out.
Erica, off our Grizzled News and Notes page, says, "When's the next meeting for those who would like to help and get more involved?"
For what?
I mean,
I'm
What
assuming
meeting?
public
CERT?
health and safety, CERT, maybe even Board of Selectmen. I don't know.
I'd tell her to contact me. I'll give her the info.
Right. Or honestly, just go to grizzled-ct.org.
It's not going to help you.
next
because-
public health
And go to-
and safety is
Really? No.
Monday
And,
night.
and go to meetings.
Not
and,
for CERT.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
If she's talking about CERT, she needs to contact me. Public health and safety
Monday.
helped push CERT to be created, but hopefully one of them will take it over. But
What is your fear with all this?
me, I don't have a fear.
Me either.
What do you mean?
Of the committees going away? I mean,
If it goes away, no skin off my nose.
okay. So basically, if it goes away, big deal. Move on.
We got a free night.
Okay.
Another Monday, you don't have to do
I
anything.
mean,
Good luck, right?
Good luck.
the same problems are still going to be there.
Yep.
They're
Okay.
not going to get fixed.
Simple as
The
that.
problems don't go away. They
So
get
then, like,
larger.
if Paul, if you're saying, it's like whatever, then I'm going to question whether you really care or not. You know what I mean?
But
that's not.
I'll answer that question.
No. You see
I gotta-
what I mean?
Well,
I
that's the problem. I do care.
Okay.
And then when somebody slaps you in the face, slap you once, slap you twice, and this ordinance has been going on multiple times.
hmm
Get enough.
I got
Okay.
a perfect
I'm just
explanation.
playing
Yeah,
devil's advocate.
I got
here,
a-
that's all.
perfect explanation for that.
Yep.
Everybody has a limit. They've been volunteering their time. And this isn't the first time I've said it. I've said it right to the Board of Selectmen before. The committee people are tired of wasting their time. Their time is valuable. They have families, they have dinners, so is the Board of Selectmen. Their time is valuable, but the committees have done the job. They're tired of their time being wasted. And that's a simple explanation.
Okay.
And I've had committee members tell me, I'm tired, I'm not wasting my time anymore.
So okay.
That's
So what do you want to happen at the next meeting?
we want our information to be valued. We want the stuff we do to be valued. We want them to think that what we're doing is meaningful. And
Taking a little load off their plate, right?
yeah, we're trying to help them. Actually, we feel like we're being treated like we're the enemy. We're like what we're doing is
Causing
doing
more problems.
yeah,
than they had, right?
going against them.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. We're actually taking the people that are on the committees are people that have come out to help and spend their time away from everybody, their family and stuff and other activities to volunteer and do this stuff. And it's put back on them like they've done something wrong. Like we're trying to take power away from the board. No, we're trying to help. That's the function of a committee, is to do the power of what the Board of Selectmen is, because they have too much to do already. And
But
the people on the committees honestly have I don't know what you want to call it, large buy-in, because they're members of that community doing the work.
Vested interest, right?
Right. They have the buy-in, they have the drive, they have the love of the community to go out and spend this extra time to do this work. And
these committees were formed years ago in conjunction with the selectman's office and approved for the reasons that they were being formed. Now you don't want to use them, or you just want to, like Paul says, keep slapping you in the face with stuff? I don't know.
I mean, every single committee, Board of Finance, Economic Development, everything has a purpose. It has a value, and it's there for a reason.
Mary Beth, shots fired. You can't have honest conversation in this town.
Everything's taken as you're going against me.
And that's why I said we're the bad boys, because we have a real good place to vote, to vocal our stuff, to say stuff where other people don't. So people are hearing it, they're passing it on, they're going. Don't tell me that what we're talking about right now is not going to get back to it's not going to get back to town hall.
Oh no, I'm sure.
Oh,
if they're not watching now, and that's okay.
Right, and none of it's BS. It's all true. So you can call anybody out you want, but
I haven't said anything I haven't said already.
I'm quite sure, texts have been going back and forth already going, oh, you've got to hear this.
Yep.
But I haven't said anything I haven't said
it's
right
okay.
to any of them. So,
right.
But I mean, that's the God's honest truth. I've had people in our committees tell us we're tired of wasting our time.
There are, and again, I've said it. Paul can vouch for it because Paul said it. Is that if anybody wants to come on and talk from their local governments, they are more than welcome, and they will be respected. They won't be talked over or anything like that. It's just a matter of getting information out there, and we have never, and I haven't heard anything from you or Wayne or that isn't already public information.
Yeah.
It's not stuff that was an executive session that you may have been privy to, and
I don't think it's
start blabbing at it. No. So, yeah. I don't know why. I always hear this, that, and the other thing about what the problems are, what the problems should be or shouldn't be. I just think we should all work together.
Yeah.
Don't disagree.
So, anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute. And we'll talk about Paul being electric. He's the electric cowboy. Be back in a minute right here on SNSN.
City Savings Bank's commitment to helping local businesses fuel growth was recognized by the Small Business Administration and readers of the Commercial Record. We invite you to put our winning commercial lending team to work for your business. Because when local businesses succeed, we all win. To learn more, visit jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Dentist. In a word, yes. Especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
And you buy better or burns. That's what we do here. And you buy better or burns. As you can see on our screen, we are here in the Burns Agency studios on Main Street in Jewett City, right inside the Capitol Property Group. And just going over some of our other sponsors that take care of us and what we do. There's P7 Construction, Dean's Corner Diner, and then, of course, Rubino's Full Circle over on Route 38. So it's electric. We'll talk about that another day. Actually, that's a whole show, especially with the rates getting jacked up. You know, maybe it's a Monday thing with you and Wayne, because if Wayne has time on Monday, because Wayne has retired from Millstone, and you have retired from Northeast Utilities before they became Eversource. So, which I always thought was the same company changing names, but you told me, corrected me, and said, no, they're a different company altogether, and I did not know
Bought
that.
out by Boston.
Wow.
30 pieces of silver.
30 pieces of silver.
Oh, that was one of the things.
And 50 shekels.
No, that was one of the things that we said was our previous executive from Northeast Utilities, as far as I was concerned, sold out Northeast Utilities to Boston for 30 pieces of silver. It was a Judas, as far as I was concerned. I think a lot of people felt that way. Really?
You bastard. So anyway, but there's price hikes coming up, but not in the mighty borough.
Well,
the mighty borough stays strong.
Norwich Utilities never did any of that stuff. I can tell you that.
They didn't.
The municipal, like Jews.
The municipals, yeah.
I know you say the mighty borough, but the mighty borough.
Marty Borough?
The mighty borough.
He's a great guy.
Keep in mind that if you're in the mighty borough and you don't pay your bill, they shut you off.
That's right.
Okay. Northeast Utilities and Eversource will shut you off too.
Well,
and somebody else will pay it.
No, they won't.
But they couldn't
Really?
shut you off. That's the whole thing of this whole thing is they were not allowed to shut anybody off for 4 years.
Right.
Yep.
If Jewett City did that, there would be no more
You'd be
Jewett
out of
City
business.
Electric.
No, it's the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There'd be no Jewett City Electric.
Because of hardship.
Yep.
Just pay your bill.
So,
If you call them up and say, I got a hardship.
You know
they
what?
can't shut you off.
The day I don't see help wanted at fast food joints, you know, help wanted signs or gas stations or donut places or anything like that, then I'll say, okay, well, you know, maybe you got a problem. But these places are always looking for help. There's always a place to go garner a paycheck, you know, even if you feel it's underneath you. You know,
Listen, my
you know what's
father-
not underneath me? a check from a company that's on the level.
My father was a teacher for years, had a master's degree, worked for an insurance company also, ran a group of insurance people and everything. The insurance company got shut down.
Yep.
Because the CEO went to prison for embezzlement. And he was left and went to Papagino's to work until he get another teaching job.
Yeah.
The other thing to think about too with the electric part is, I don't know how it worked over at Northeast or Eversource, wherever they are, but on the municipal level, is the wonderful medical notes. So it's not just that 4-year moratorium on hardship stuff because of the pandemic, but you've also got these medical notes out there, and people get them for the craziest reasons, and these doctors sign off on them, and it says that you basically don't have to pay. You're supposed to pay. You're supposed to make an attempt to pay, but if they don't, there's nothing you can do about it. I can tell you
anxiety parakeet needs air conditioning, so you can't shut it off.
Right. They call up and say, hey, I've got insulin and it's got to stay cold. You can't tell them, go get a cooler full of ice and keep it in there. They got to be able to run their refrigerator.
Yeah, I think you're right. They did have something like that. Yeah. And I know that they used to meet with people who were having a hardship with their bill. They would sit down with them and try to figure a way, okay, how can we make this so you can pay your bill? That's the way it was.
Norwich gave them 2 years of interest-free. And split that all up over 2 years, but you had to stay current with your current bill too, though.
Yeah,
that's how they did it. There's no passing it along onto everybody else's bill.
Well, that's the problem. We all got spoiled during the pandemic because we all got money, extra money, that these bills could have been paid, but the decision was, well, I'll go out and buy a new car.
Yeah,
that's where they ran it wrong.
Right?
That's where they budgeted it wrong.
That's what happened.
They should have said, send us your bills and we'll pay your bills out of the money.
Exactly.
Yeah, people went out took some of this stupid money
went crazy.
Just said, "Oh, well,
the other mistake they made is we were forced to take that money.
Yeah,
we never got asked. We didn't want the money.
I tried to give it back, couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I didn't need it.
And then
my wife was making double her salary,
and then you're taxed on it or something.
Double.
Yeah,
I said, I don't need this. This is crazy. I was still working, and you couldn't give it back.
No.
Although the one time they overpaid her, that had to go back, but you could not give it back.
I know, like, for example, somebody in our house was working part-time and making about $100 and maybe $50 a week and qualified for state and fed. Next thing you know, this person's getting almost $900 a week.
I know, right?
And it just kept coming and coming and coming and coming.
My wife's extra check was $900 and something dollars a week on top of what she was getting for unemployment. It was absolutely insane. That was above and beyond.
I think a lot of people, like a lot of towns and stuff, ended up building budgets off of that money, which was a huge mistake.
All right, we're going to get out of here.
We can talk about that on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
We can do that. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we will see you Monday with Paul.